We love
Jay-Z.
hip hop.
Jigga man. Jigga. So Jay-Z he's been implicated in this crazy P. Diddy lawsuit. I know a lot of people were thinking in the back of their mind when they were talking about celebrity A and celebrity B, because, just to give you guys just some context, this is stemming from the court case that came up in October, that's being tried against P. Diddy, or Sean Diddy Combs. And in that court case, and I'm going to tread lightly as far as the language that I'm going to be using, there was a 13-year-old girl that went to the MTV Music Awards. She was driven there by one of her friends. Her friend dropped her off, and she wasn't able to get into the awards. This was at Radio City Music Hall, my bad, in 2000. All right, so 25 years ago. She wasn't able to get into the event, so she waited around outside. She went and talked to different limo drivers and stuff like that. And one of the limo drivers, allegedly, was a limo driver of Sean Diddy Combs. The limo driver said, "I can't get you into the event. However, you look like the type that Diddy likes." Yikes. And come back around 11:30 or something like that, and we're going to take you to the after party, the party. So she did that. She got driven to a big white house with a round driveway. She went into the home. There was a bunch of celebrities that were in attendance. She was handed some drinks by some of the servers, and right away, as soon as she took the first drink, she started feeling sleepy. She went into one of the bedrooms to go take a nap, and right away, Sean Diddy Combs, celebrity A and celebrity B entered the room, and they raped her. And they're saying that celebrity B took turns, and now, full circle, we're here in December, and they revealed who celebrity B is, or celebrity A, and that is Jay-Z. They still haven't revealed who the woman celebrity is in attendance, and people are speculating, saying, was it Jennifer Lopez? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, the media has been having a frenzy. People have been looking at other people sideways, like, why haven't you been reporting on it with your chest the way you reported on the Tory Lanez case or any other cases that had people with questionable behavior, R. Kelly, all these different people, right? Why is everybody taking it soft on Jay-Z? I'm not here to do the same thing. Okay, if the man is guilty, get him out of here. We don't need him. And listen, Jay-Z has a lot of cultural equity with me as well. I've listened to every single Jay-Z album, know all the bars word for word, even the trash ones like the Magna Carta or the Blueprint 3. I listened to them, lived with the albums, all right? I always gave Jay-Z a chance because he's, I would say, in my top 5 favorite rappers. But that doesn't mean that he can't be a creep. So we're never going to leave anything completely off the table. Okay, so I got a bunch of links to accompany our stuff here, and then we're going to take it full circle, and I'm going to let you guys know why I don't think that this might be the case.
Star Jay-Z speaking out this evening against a lawsuit that accuses him and embattled music producer Sean Diddy Combs of sex assault. Jay-Z calls the accusations, quote, an extortion plot. He also described them as, quote, idiotic and heinous in nature. Now, those allegations involve a woman who was 13 years old at the time she says she was sexually assaulted by the pair 24 years ago.
For Jay-Z, the question is, what is next? And for him, it's going to be fighting this civil lawsuit and either trying to get Jane Doe to name herself, provide any evidence that these allegations are true, or fight them based on the facts that he has.
Tony Busby, the lawyer who filed the lawsuit, said in a statement, quote, I won't be bullied or intimidated. People will see through this effort to discredit me and my clients, and the truth will be revealed.
Okay, so there's that. Let me make sure and Jay went out. You know, he's not hiding. Jay's not like putting himself in. And one thing I left out of the whole breakdown of this story here. once these allegations and this lawsuit was put forth and Jay-Z's name was named, he came through with a vengeance. He had a very poignant statement proving his innocence in the matter, and he was going at the lawyer Tony Busby. He was standing on business. Let's just say that. But this is him outside at the Mufasa premiere. Can you believe that's Blue Ivy? That's crazy that she's almost a grown up now. Jigga. So let's see. Let's go find the Jay-Z statement. I don't feel like reading it myself. I know somebody probably gave a proper reading. Statement. Might have to read it myself. I'm just going to read the end part of what he said here. Okay. My heart goes, and this is just, I'm right here near the end. My heart, so, you know what? There's a couple of important parts I want to get to here. No, sir. I had the opposite effect, and it made me want to expose you for your frauds and very public fashions. So no, I will not give you one red penny. So apparently they were trying to extort Jay-Z as far as get money from him before they went forward with the lawsuit. And Jay was like, Matumbo, no sir. RP Matumbo. Okay, right here. I'm a young man who made it from the projects of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists and fake psychics, I guess it was supposed to be psychics, it says physics, fake psychics will believe the idiotic claims that will be leveled against me. That, if not the seriousness of the surrounding the harm of kids, would be laughable. And he also wants to know the accuser. And he's also asking in this statement here about why they didn't make this a criminal case. I'm going to save what my answers are to that. Actually, no, I'm not going to say that. The thing is with the whole criminality of this whole thing, this is from 25 years ago. I know that the statute of limitation has been extended as far as when it comes to SA and different things like that. However, I don't know if the statute of limitations last all this time over here to 2024. So if they did want to pursue this in a criminal fashion, I don't think that they'd be able to. Correct me if I'm wrong. Also, as far as with the civil suits, they don't have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. They just have to get enough evidence for them to say, yeah, we're going with this. He guilty. Let me ask you guys a question. Y'all think Jay-Z is guilty? I'm gonna just ask y'all straight up. Y'all think Jigga? Sorry, my bad. My keyboard's freezing. Is guilty? All right. What else I got here? Oh, and Tina Knowles. Let me show you all this stupid shit here. Holy. Talk about a media shitstorm. So Tina Knowles says she was hacked. Because originally she did put a like underneath one of the posts about this whole thing. She says she was hacked. She was hacked. I don't believe her. I'm sorry. It says I was hacked. As you all know, I don't play about my family. If you see something uncharacteristic of me, just know that it was not me. I don't know, man. I think that was a cry for help right there. She was just trying to do us a little blink twice, like, hey, it's true. I wonder what Jaguar Wright is saying right now. She must be having a field day. She must feel super validated right now. Let me see if I can find some Jaguar Wright content, because she must be doing laps around her one bedroom right now. Jaguar. Let's see. Criminal charges. Is this something here? Oh.
We are here live with Jaguar Wright. It's been unreal already, but Jag, I want to get into this Jay-Z of it all, and I want to get into the Piers Morgan of it all. We got a lot to discuss.
Because y'all remember, they told Piers Morgan, hey, shut up. You bring this bitch on again, talking all this shit, it's a wrap for you.
Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am live here with Jaguar Wright, who is under the full circle. And I guess I want to ask again, have Pierce's producers come back around asking to sort of right the wrong? Do you think they will? And would you go back on?
She looks rough.
If we get to the point where we can agree, I will be doing an in-studio interview with Pierce. If
in London,
we should go
you get
that
to go.
way.
Cheerio, out to London.
Yeah. Well, I have family business to take care of out there, and I got a lot of stuff to do, so might as well get it all done in one shot. New
but
passport.
He is open, so there is a conversation to sort of right that wrong.
Well, I don't know how open they are yet, because I kind of reminded them about a few legal realities.
Somebody asked me if I missed the Star Report last night. I didn't watch the whole thing. Did I miss something super important? Did Jaguar Wright pop up on the phone or something like that? We got to be very wary when it comes to playing any Star Report content on live stream. Star does not play that shit. He will zap you.
The second that he issued that apology and did that retraction, it hurt my credibility.
Yeah.
I lost 5 interviews.
Whoa.
And I was stalked online for almost a month. I have at least 500 thumbnails of people calling me a liar.
Call me now.
I embarrassed myself on Piers Morgan. I'm not credible. Don't hire her. I lost work. I actually lost about $100,000 in projects. Yeah. You know, it's called tortious interference. When you intentionally go out of your way to destroy someone's credibility or annoy the people that they're doing business with so that they cannot earn a gainful employment or living. It's against the law. That's exactly what Alex Spiro did when he called Piers Morgan, knowing that his client was about to be fingered for graping a minor with Diddy.
Well, it's true, but it's important. I want to stress that, because exactly he was trying to
understand that,
you.
Alex. You made a phone call.
Hold on. I caught your play now. She waits till the interviewer starts saying words, and then she continues her rant. I caught the play now. You did that with Pierce. You did that with somebody else I seen the other day. You be doing that with Cam Capone and them. I see you now, shorty. Call me now.
When you knew your client was under investigation for essay of a minor.
A minor.
With a monster that just so happens to be his best friend. And from testimony that came from Robert Kelly, also your lover.
Wait, allegedly. Hold on, wait. Who's Alex Spiro's R. Kelly's lover now?
No. Jay-Z and Diddy.
We're with R. Kelly now.
Hold on. Yo.
No, R. Kelly
Whoa,
said,
hold the phone. What? This is why you be getting in trouble, fam. I was right there with you. You're gone too far, Bridget.
He was trying
to understand that,
you.
Alex? You made a phone call when you knew your client was under investigation for essay essay of a minor with a monster that just so happens to be his best friend. And from testimony that came from Robert Kelly, also your lover.
Wait, allegedly. Hold on, wait. Who's Alex Spiro's R. Kelly's lover now?
No. Jay-Z and Diddy.
We're with R.
Allegedly
Kelly,
are
you're now
lovers.
alleging?
No, R. Kelly said
He's not frozen,
that
gang.
they
I'm
all
just
had
shocked.
interactions.
Mm.
I'm done.
That was a part of the club.
Right, but to get back to the Spiro of it, you again allegedly. I don't want Alex coming after me. Alex,
Yeah,
it is what
I
it is,
know,
but
but
you're saying
called.
Alex knew this lawsuit was coming, the Jane Doe, all of it, as he was out there canceling you with Pierce, which is pretty awful.
That's called tortious interference.
Who's that nigga in the back? Tell that nigga to put a hat on.
It cost me a hit to my reputation. It cost me money. Who's gonna make me whole for that?
Right.
I said it very clearly that the Carters are bad people. They're nasty people and they do nasty things. Wouldn't what he's being charged with now fall in line with that? I mean,
listen, you ain't wrong about that. Hey, a broken clock is right twice a day. I don't even want to call her a broken clock. She's cooking.
I could have dropped the whistle right there and said, you know, you're the one in that lawsuit. I could have went hard. I didn't.
The retrograde. salute the
Y'all
Brown
knew,
Dragon.
just like I knew, that Sean Carter was going to be named. And you tried to pretend. So why don't we get to why you were trying to pretend like you didn't know your client already gotten a demand letter?
Well, that's why I was just doing that, because the show happened at end of September. But yeah, he would have had the demand letter by that point.
It was October, yeah. And it was also just a few weeks before the election that he and his wife were backing the wrong candidate for. You know, it would have been really nice if Kamala could have won for a lot of people. Unfortunately, it only worked out for Jussie Smollett.
It didn't it?
Yeah, I guess that's the only person she gets to pardon, her nephew.
She's good. You know what? I know people have mixed feelings about Jaguar Wright. And Jay-Z, if you see this, don't sue me. But I like her, man. I like her. She's got charisma.
Who tried to
You look like you got a black eye.
Set up a private meeting with me right before the election. Who wanted to meet me in person and wanted me to use a specific app. And then ghosted me when I didn't use it. They're not clever. They're persistent, but they're not clever. Nobody's seeing what's going on.
No, I see it. I see what's going on. But I guess my question is, why isn't there a criminal complaint? So he makes that argument, and now Tony Busby's coming out and saying, well, don't rule it out. It is coming. What is your perspective on this? Now, granted, the state prosecutor ever would have to actually file those charges, but
my perspective, I think Tony Busby is smart. And I think the feds are very well aware of what he has. And I wouldn't be surprised.
One thing also, when it comes to this Tony Busby guy, the court of public opinion and just the way that the stories have been coming out, I've been listening to a lot of different podcasts and watching a lot of different YouTube news videos and stuff like that, especially when it comes to the podcasters and the people who are pro Jay-Z, right? The black community. There's been a lot of people who've been talking about this guy's character and how he seems like a real ambulance chaser. He has cases in the past where he's defended some really shady people. So he's not somebody who can be trusted. I'm going to say this. Not everybody loves lawyers, especially when it comes to defense lawyers. They all love defense lawyers when it comes to defending people who you love. So if your cousin's a murderer, and then the guy who's defending your cousin gets your cousin off of the murder charge, great guy. My lawyer, he's the best. Super nice guy. However, he's defended somebody for a heinous crime, maybe not as heinous as when it comes to SA and when it comes to stuff with children, but still, you took somebody's life, somebody defended you. Is that lawyer not looked at as a heinous person as much as a Tony Busby? So we can't bring lawyers, character to the table when it comes to stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because a defense lawyer, you know, there's some cases I'm sure, and I've talked to defense lawyers in the past in interviews and stuff, and they're like, nah, I'm not taking certain cases. But there's certain lawyers who are going to have to take that case. Everybody deserves a defense, even the diddlers. Okay? So just trying to tarnish the man's name, even he might be a piece of shit, but trying to use that to defame him to make it like, well, that means this lawsuit against Jay-Z is not valid. Yeah, that's trickery.
Surprised that the federal authorities have informed him because of the dangerous nature and the habits of these very predatory people to keep everyone's identity secret as long as possible. And you know what? It was working up until Amisha Fuller. Now, all of a sudden, Anna Kane has to come forward. Now,
hold on, let me read this comment right here. Impact through my lens says, I think the industry has been doing all of this for years, and somebody at the top is drawing their cards right now. The house is coming down. Down.
All of a sudden, there's demands. Why are you working so hard for these people to be unveiled? And if this was going to be your course of action, why wasn't it your course of action when I sat with Pierce Morgan?
Could have said it all right there, right?
Good questions.
Everybody, oh, look at what he said. Oh, look at what he didn't say anything.
I guess, do you think there will be criminal charges?
Absolutely.
So just to be clear, you do think there will be criminal charges?
Absolutely.
From the prosecutors? Like,
I'm going to show y'all something quick, fast. This is nasty work. Yeah. I feel like there is something to be said about hip hop being under indictment right now. And it could be looked at in a couple of ways. And this is Foxy Brown. This is a post from Foxy Brown saying, hugging my stories. Wendy would never. I don't know who she was talking to there. She might have been talking to Academics himself, because she did send some DMs to Academics. When I was watching his live stream the other day, he was getting some DMs directly from Foxy Brown in real time. And the things with Foxy Brown, people have been questioning her, wondering if if she was dealing with Jay-Z back in the days, when she was underage, when they made that song Ain't No Nigga, she was just turning 18. And I'm doing the air quotations for anybody who might not be watching the video. She was just turning 18. However, I remember back in the days when I was around, because that was real time for me. I wasn't even a kid. I was a full teenager. I think I was already selling drugs or something by that point. I think the reports was she was like 16 turning 17, but I could be wrong. Okay, and she also had a post where she had posted some the ice faced emoji. Foxy, shut the hell up, man. Shut up. How about that? Because at one point you were like, oh, you can't get me to say shit. That makes you seem guilty. When somebody says, you can't make me talk, that means you have something to talk about. How about you just shut up, lay low? Like, nobody was thinking about Foxy Brown except for this whole Jay-Z thing came around. But nobody was thinking about you outside of that. So with that being said, you could just have kept low and not popped up at all. Nobody was like, well, I wonder what Foxy has to say at a time like this. Well, they were, but if you stayed shutting the fuck up, then nobody would have been looking at you crazy right now. So I'm going to give you some more advice, all right? Foxy's around my age, right? So I'm not even going to say OG or anything like that. Sistren, shut up. Calm down. Nice it. All right? Nice your beak. You're just making yourself look crazy. But here's the thing. I see this case that's going around. Jay-Z has been revealed as, you know, Celebrity A, and we're still waiting to see the other shoe drop for Celebrity B. But there's a lot of inconsistencies in this lawsuit, and I don't think that Jay-Z might be guilty. Okay? I know everybody's ready to get on this whole wild goose chase. We got him! Yes! But I think Jay-Z might be innocent, and I want to give Poetic Flacco the credit for this. Let me see if I can find the video from my history here. Yeah. Here we go.
People, I have some good news and bad news. Good news is Jay-Z might be 100.
I'm going to give Poetic Flacco the credit for this because he did a perfect deep dive, into figuring out the inconsistencies in the lawsuits, as well as, you know, the times and places where Jay-Z might have been at the time. All right. And I don't really feel like this has been going around as much.
100% innocent on these accusations that he ran a train with Diddy on real life details and the real life facts. Nothing adds up here. As a matter of fact, the only thing that adds up are the accusations that Tony Busby is an absolute con artist. I mean, you have to be a con artist, Brett, to even touch this lawsuit with a 10-foot pole. So let's get into the inconsistencies, the lies, the mistakes. The story goes as follows.
And before I let Flacco cook, keep in mind, Flacco is not a Jay-Z dick rider. All right, Flacco's a young brother. He doesn't really care about that whole old school jeans and Tim's legacy. That's for us old heads. I've heard him criticize Jay-Z multiple times. So to hear this angle from Flacco to me was a new one. It was not even a new one. It was an objective one. All right, so I give it a little bit more credit.
An anonymous woman is suing Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs. She would claim that when she was really young, approximately 1-3 years of age for YouTube guidelines, she went to the VMAs at Radio City Music Hall. Now, according to her, she couldn't get in, but a friend dropped her off and she was outside with a large group of people. After accepting her fate and realizing she couldn't get into the award show, she began to roam around
we know all
to them, but that's not the case, right? Now, she spoke to a couple, but there's one limo driver in particular told her, listen, I can't get you into the award show. However, I know Diddy. I'm his personal driver, and Diddy like him young, just like you. I could get you into a Diddy after party if you want. And she said, of course, I don't want to go to a Diddy after party. So the limo driver told her, listen, meet me back here at this particular time. I'll pick you up and take you there. So according to her, the limo driver came back, picked her up, and took her to Diddy after party. And when she got to the after party, she drank something, started feeling woozy, went into a room to lay down.
Okay, we don't need to
adding up. On the left is the original lawsuit.
Okay, here we go. Here's the meat and potatoes.
Not adding up. On the left is the original lawsuit. On the right is the updated and amended lawsuit. The plaintiff claims the driver who she spoke to told her he would take her to the Diddy after party after the VMA. See, the limousine driver was working. He was on call. He was waiting outside for a particular celebrity who was at the VMA. So after the VMAs, he dropped off that celebrity, came back and picked her up and took her to the Diddy after party. Now, in the original lawsuit, she claims that the driver came and picked her up at 9:30 p.m. or 10 p.m. He picked her up at 9:30 or 10 p.m.
to the time
to take her to the VMAs after party after the VMAs was done. There's a big problem with that. You see, the VMA started around 8 p.m. Eastern. The VMA is a 3-hour show. So at the very least, the VMAs would have been over with at 11 p.m., not 9:30, not 10 p.m. And if the driver had to drop off his client after the VMAs and then come back to pick her up, at the earliest, he probably picked her up at like 11:30.
How y'all letting Flacco do y'all police work for you?
if her story is true. The original lawsuit didn't include Jay-Z's name. It was Sean Diddy Combs named, and then Celebrity A and Celebrity B were anonymous. But when they included Jay-Z's name in this lawsuit, Jay-Z was at the VMAs until it was over. So they had to get their story straight. So right when they included Jay-Z's name and decided they wanted to bring Jay-Z into this nonsense, they updated the lawsuit to change it from 9:30 to 10 p.m. to something more vague and obscure. So they don't really have to commit to a particular time because, you know, quite frankly, they probably can't commit to a particular time since it's probably all made up. Instead of saying 9:30 or 10 p.m., they made it very vague by saying, listen, the driver stated that he had to drive Combs and other celebrities to the after party and that he would come back to pick her up. And they lit.
So by the time he would have had to come back to pick her up, it would have been like midnight if that was the mission. From the time that they're saying that, or what, not they're saying, but what the time usually these award shows end. And award shows be long as hell. They'd be 3 hours long for real.
Left it at that, didn't commit to a time, didn't give nothing. That right there is just one detail that makes this really sketchy, but there's more. Please pay attention. Attention to details is very important. So let's slow this down and comb over every fine detail. She amended her lawsuit by stating the driver came and picked her up actually after the VMAs, which was 11. The driver dropped off Diddy and his associates at the after party and came back to pick her up. Let's be ambitious and say it took them 30 minutes to get from Radio City Music Hall to drop off Diddy at the after party and got back. He picked her up at approximately 11:30. It took him 20 minutes to get to the large white residence with a U-shaped driveway.
Okay, the large white residence with the U-shaped driveway. I mentioned this in earlier when I was breaking down, giving y'all context to the story, and I made sure to specify that because that was a really big inconsistency as far as when I watched this Flacco video, and I was like, you know what? Flacco got a point.
That the after party was hosted at. She got to the large white mansion at approximately 11:50 p.m. Keep in mind as you hear this story, people, 13 is the age. Got to the door, was forced to sign an NDA, walked in, seen all these celebrities, and she started to talk to these celebrities, interact with them, and people began to come around with drinks. And as she took the drink, she instantly began to feel woozy. Now, the person or people who passed her the drinks were the staff, right? The waiters and waitresses, they came around, gave her a drink. She took the drink and started feeling woozy almost automatically and went upstairs to find a room that she could lay down at. She found the room, and then Diddy and Puff came in the room soon after and violated her. But there's a huge problem with that particular telling of the story. Well, let's rewind a little bit to her getting to the large white mansion at 11:50 p.m. The limo driver supposedly dropped her off at the same after party as Diddy that he dropped Diddy off at, which was this large white mansion with a U-shaped driveway. But the only problem with that is Diddy was actually at the Twirl nightclub for
the Twirl nightclub. All right, and this is for this defends Diddy as well. He was at the Twirl nightclub, not at his house. This big white house with the U-shaped driveway.
For the after party. And he was chilling and hanging out with his girlfriend at the time, Jennifer Lopez. Diddy was never at no mansion white party 30 minutes after the VMAs. He was at the Twirl nightclub after the VMAs. Jay-Z and Diddy went to two different after parties. Diddy was at Twirl nightclub. Jay-Z was at Lotus nightclub.
Salute Maestro Fresh West.
Two different clubs.
See you, brother.
And neither club fit the description of huge white mansion. As a matter of fact,
so Jay-Z was at a whole separate club. So Diddy's at one club, Jay-Z's at another club. And from this woman's testimony, right, because she's a woman now, she's saying she was at a white house with a U-shaped driveway inside of a party with a bunch of people, and then she went up to a bed. Roughly around, let's say this would be, if she arrived to the party around 12 o'clock, I guess this would be, let's say, let's even give it a little bit more time, 1 a.m.
Lotus is known for,
and I'm not trying to blame any victims or anything like that. I'm just trying to go through this whole thing objectively. Jay-Z could very well be guilty
for being a hole in the wall. It's not no huge white mansion with a U-shaped pathway, bruh. This is Lotus. And here's an article labeling Lotus as a hole in the wall, labeling like Lotus as being in the wrong neighborhood, in a bad neighborhood. This isn't a mansion. This isn't a U-paced driveway at all. At all. I don't know what she's describing, but this is not Lotus. This is not where Jay-Z was or where Diddy was. Remember the time frame we talked about, how she arrived at the mansion at around 11:50 p.m.? Well, Lotus is 17 to 20 minutes away from Radio City Music Hall. Twirl is 22 minutes away. So Jay-Z would have arrived, if he left at 11 p.m. on the dot, he would have arrived at Lotus at around 11:20. So he would have been at Lotus for only 30 minutes so far when she got to the mansion. And Diddy would have been at Twirl for only 30 minutes as well, or about 30 minutes when she got to the particular mansion.
Is Flacco cooking right now? 1 in the chat if Flacco is cooking. 2 in the chat if y'all think Flacco is just completely wrong. He's using cock sources. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. Is Flacco cooking right now? 1 in the chat if it's yes, 2 in the chat if it's no. Because it's easy to jump on Jay-Z's back. Ah, ha, ha, he's guilty. You and Diddy, baby oil. Hey, hey, hey. Don't get me wrong. He might be guilty, but just not of this, in my opinion. Okay? I think these guys have messed with young girls. 13 is crazy. That's just a whole other level of demonic, miscreant, low vibrational human being. And I'm not saying that it can't exist. There are these kind of just subhumans over here in the earth. But I don't think that he's guilty of this particular case. Okay. I'm gonna play a little bit more.
Now, according to her, when she got there,
and we're gonna get to the
she started talking to celebrities. Drinks started flowing fast. She started feeling woozy. Went to the room, and soon after, Jay-Z, Diddy, and Celebrity B, which is a female, Celebrity B, a female, they all came in a room and violated her. Listen, bro, I'm not trying to victim blame here, bro, but it doesn't add up. Celebrity B, right? They were trying to extort Beyonce as well, but here, violated her left. It happened like this. The time frame doesn't add up. Now, there's rumors too that they were actually trying to say that Beyonce was Celebrity B, right? They were trying to extort Beyonce as well. But here's the thing. They knew they couldn't because even the Beyonce aspect would have blew this case wide open. If they would have included Beyonce's name, this entire case would have been blown wide open, so they knew better. Because Beyonce herself was at another after party with her mother. Even though Beyonce at the time was 19 years old, Tina still wasn't going for it, right? She was really overprotective of Beyonce and Destiny Childs, and she was with them everywhere, holding their hands. She wasn't going to allow Beyonce to be involved in any type of menage a trois, bruh. At no party with Diddy and Sean Combs, and Jay-Z. Is not happening, bro. All right, it's not happening. So this Beyonce angle they wanted to take, they realized they couldn't take it because.
So yeah, y'all ever thought that Celebrity B could have been Beyonce? I never really put that into my mind, because at the time when that was going on back in 2000, I don't think that Jay-Z and Beyonce were together at that point yet. But with this whole video that I watched, and I watched this video yesterday, it started to open up my mind. Not to say that my mind was completely closed to the possibility that Jay-Z could be innocent of this, but when I started seeing what Flacco was putting together, the times, the places where everybody could be at the times, and in some of the different speculations that I've had myself. And again, I'm not trying to victim blame, believe all women until not, right? And salute to Amber Heard. Okay. We might have to just pull back a little bit and look at this as what Jay-Z might be calling it. an extortion plot. Jay-Z's, and at this point, it's really easy to point a finger at Jay-Z when it comes to all this Diddy stuff. But doesn't mean, in my opinion, that Jay-Z's not guilty of anything else. But a 13-year-old girl, him and Diddy running a train, I don't know. Y'all might call me a Jay-Z sympathizer. I'm just having a hard time believing it. All right? So we're going to leave that there. Y'all make your own opinions in the chat. Let me know. And for the repost that I put up, do y'all think that Jay-Z is guilty of this? Or do you think that there's enough inconsistencies that will clear his name? And if his name gets cleared, keep in mind, if Jay-Z's name gets cleared of this case right here in particular, that clears Diddy of this case as well. All right, just keep that in mind. All right, and don't use that as a way of, well, I want Jay-Z to be guilty because I want Diddy to be guilty. We want justice. That's what we want. All right, so let's leave that there.
We love hip hop.